right. Well, hello everyone, and thank you for joining me today. My name is Jamie, and I am the Dedicated Wellbeing Services Program Manager with WebMD, here to present Rethink Your Drink as a kickoff to the Rethink Your Drink Challenge. My agenda for today is to discuss the importance of hydration, compare beverage options, identify ways to boost hydration, describe dehydration and overhydration, and then learn more about the Rethink Your Drink Challenge. Please note that this information does not provide medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. It should not be used as a substitute for healthcare from a licensed healthcare professional. Consult with your healthcare provider for individualized treatment or before beginning any new program. Now, the Rethink Your Drink Challenge, it does officially start today. So you can sign up right now if you'd like to multitask, or if you'd like to do it later, you feel free to do so. The last day to register is September 17th. And as a preview, this challenge is all about making healthy beverage choices. Also, starting tomorrow, if you registered for this webinar, you will receive a link to the recording in your email inbox. Otherwise, you will be able to find it in the resources section of our SmartHealth page. You could Google SmartHealth PEB or SmartHealth SEB and find the link there. And this is also where you will find recordings from past webinars this year. Okay, so now let's dive deeper into the importance of hydration. We will start with a test of your hydration knowledge. So what percentage of your body is made up of water? Well, the average adult's body is approximately 60% water. Water makes up about 73% of the brain and the heart, 79% of muscles, and 64% of skin, and 31% of bones. And your body is basically using water for almost every function, from digestion to regulating our body's temperature, breathing, just a few of the great reasons on why it is important to stay hydrated. What does water do for the body? So like I said, numerous functions. It does numerous functions to help keep the body healthy. So it helps regulate body temperature, retain heat to keep us warm, even cool us down through perspiration, and maximizes physical performance that can affect your endurance, your strength, your power. Drinking and excreting water promotes a healthy urinary system, which may help reduce the risk of developing kidney stones. Water aids in digestion, waste elimination, reduces the risk of constipation. Staying well hydrated helps provide protection for the spinal cord and other tissues in our bodies, and it promotes cushion and lubrication for joint health and mobility. Water may also help promote weight management in a couple of ways. So sometimes we misinterpret thirst signals for hunger. So staying well hydrated may help reduce that likelihood of that occurring. It can also help us feel more full and may help boost our metabolism, which may have a positive impact on our energy levels overall. And water is essentially carrying nutrients and oxygen to the cells. Despite numerous recommendations we often hear, there is no official guideline for daily water intake. Fluid needs vary by person, and they are impacted by a variety of factors that could include age, your activity level, environmental conditions, including temperature or the elevation that you're at. Health status, so are you pregnant or breastfeeding? Maybe you have a temporary condition like having a fever or vomiting, or a chronic medical condition, or even medications. Diets high in protein, caffeine, or alcohol may also increase your water needs. All right, and let's think about our different beverage options and just some things to consider when we are choosing how to hydrate. Now, what do you think is the largest source of added sugars in the standard American diet? We have up here candy, cakes, and cookies, or sugar sweetened beverages. The answer is sugar sweetened beverages as the largest contributor of added sugar in the typical American diet, providing about 24% of added sugars in the diet, while candy contributes about 9%, and cakes and cookies provide about 19%. Okay, and here, the sugar in the drinks that we are choosing can be deceiving. So if you just take a look at the few examples here, on the left side, we've got sweet tea, which has about 28 grams of sugar, which is the equivalent of about 7 teaspoons. An energy drink may have about 28 grams as well, that's 7 teaspoons. Sports drinks can have about 20 grams with 5 teaspoons of that sugar, and then soda, one of the highest here with 40 grams of sugar, which is about 10 teaspoons. Now, this added and excess sugar, especially in highly processed drinks and foods for that matter, they may contribute to increased health risks, including type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and even liver disease. Many drinks with these added sugars provide calories and sweetness, but lack other nutrients found in whole foods. And that can make it really easy to consume more calories than you need per day. Drinks that contain added sugar may include flavored milks, plant-based milk alternatives, fruit-flavored drinks, sweetened coffees or teas, soft drinks, sports drinks, energy drinks, and alcoholic mixed drinks. Now, reading the nutrition facts label can help you make the most informed choice to support your health and wellness goals. So we are going to walk through this nutrition facts label briefly here. At the top of the label, you can see both the serving size, 1 cup, and the number of servings per container, which is 2. So consider this when you are choosing to drink half the bottle or the whole bottle. Below that, in large font, you'll see the calories per serving. So 245 if you drink just half the bottle, almost 500 calories if you drink the whole bottle. Some of the other values you may want to check here, depending on your own personal goals, include the fat, sodium, carbohydrates, sugars, and this is both total and added sugars, and protein. The Dietary Guidelines for Americans 2020 to 2025 recommends that people aged 2 years or older limit added sugars to less than 10% of their total daily calories. And please note here that I am talking about added sugars, not total sugars. So that means for a 2,000 calorie diet, no more than about 200 calories should come from added sugars. And 200 calories is equal to about 12 teaspoons of added sugar. 1 teaspoon of sugar is about 4 grams, so no more than about 50 grams of sugar per day. And in this example, if you were to drink the whole bottle or container, you would see that added sugars is 8 grams or about 2 teaspoons worth. And that's about 16% of your total daily value of added sugars for the day. Another quicker way maybe to check the label to see if drinks are low or high in added sugars, you could consider drinks that contain 5% daily value or less being a low source of added sugars. And then if you see the 20% daily value or more, you could consider that a high source of added sugars. So this beverage is definitely creeping up on the higher side and something to consider when evaluating what you are drinking and eating over the course of the day. And when reading labels and comparing your choices, keep in mind that calories in fruit beverages add up quickly and usually aren't as filling as their whole food counterpart. So think about eating an apple versus drinking apple juice. A small apple has about 86 calories, 17 grams of sugar, and 4 grams of fiber. The apple takes a little bit more time to eat, and the fiber helps with satiation. One 8-ounce cup of apple juice has about 139 calories, 31 grams of sugar, and no fiber. You can gulp it down quickly, and you may not feel full after drinking it. And that juice contains 50 more calories and almost twice the sugar of the apple, and it loses that fiber. Let's talk about caffeine. I know we have a few times before, but it is important to pay attention to how much caffeine you are drinking. But drinking caffeine-containing beverages doesn't cause your body to lose more fluid than it took in. While caffeinated drinks may have a mild diuretic effect, meaning that they may cause the need to urinate, they don't appear to increase the risk of dehydration. For reference, a 12-ounce can of a caffeinated soft drink typically contains 30 to 40 milligrams of caffeine. An 8-ounce cup of green or black tea, about 30 to 50 milligrams, and an 8-ounce cup of coffee is closer to that 80 to 100 milligrams. That caffeine in energy drinks can range from 40 to 250 milligrams per 8 fluid ounces. Caffeine can be a part of a healthy diet for most people, but too much caffeine may pose a danger to your health. For healthy adults, the Food and Drug Administration has cited 400 milligrams a day. That's about 4 to 5 cups of coffee as an amount that's not generally associated with dangerous negative effects. However, there is wide variation in both how sensitive people are to the effects of caffeine and how fast they metabolize it, or how fast they break it down. Alcohol, if consumed at all, is recommended to only be consumed in moderation, which is approximately 0 to 1 drinks per day for women, or 0 to 2 drinks per day for men. And because alcohol increases urination and can contribute to dehydration, it's recommended to increase water intake when drinking alcohol. Short-term impacts of alcohol intake may include unrestful sleep, digestive issues, and an increased risk of accidents. Long-term heavy alcohol consumption may increase risks of liver disease, diabetes, pancreatic cancer, and heart disease. Now, let's think about ways we can stay hydrated. I often hear people say that they don't like plain water or that they are bad at staying hydrated. So let's see if some of these tips might be helpful for you. But first, another pop quiz. So which of these fruits and vegetables contains the highest water content per serving? Cucumbers, oranges, or watermelon? Or melon, I should say. While all are good choices for hydration, cucumbers have the highest water content of the three at about 95%, oranges 88%, and that melon closer to 92%. So all pretty good there. And we must not forget that hydration can come from foods, not just the water that we are drinking. About 20% of our water intake comes from the food we eat. And many foods, especially vegetables, fruits, soups, they are high in water content. Including a variety of fruits and vegetables in your diet will not only add to your hydration, but will also provide you with an array of vitamins and minerals and other nutrients. Yogurt is another good food that contains plenty of water, and choosing a plain yogurt instead of a flavored yogurt helps to obtain the nutrition without those added sugars. Fruit smoothie boosts. These can be a great way to boost your hydration. Choosing a low sugar base such as an unsweetened coconut milk or almond milk, adding leafy greens, doing some mix-ins like avocados, nuts, seeds. Maybe boosting that protein by adding Greek yogurt, silken tofu. A lot of times people will do some protein powders. And then nutrition boosters such as chia seeds, hemp seeds, or flax seeds. And then if you're one of those people who don't always enjoy plain water, there are many ways to make it more appealing. You could think about using a water filter if the taste of your tap water isn't great, or keeping it colder with ice cubes or an insulated tumbler. Consider sparkling water if you typically enjoy the bubbles in soda, or there are just so many different canned or bottled options out there these days that can help switch up that water routine too. You could add a slice of lemon or a lime or grapefruit for that hint of citrus flavor and a pop of color. You could freeze fruit for flavorful ice cubes, and then that flavor will get stronger as that fruit melts. Or infuse your water with fresh fruit, vegetables, or even herbs. And leaning in on this infused water bit, I think these are some good combinations here. Things to think about is you do want to thoroughly wash and then slice your fruits or vegetables or herbs, whatever it may be. Then place those choice flavors in a pitcher or a bottle. Even adding like a cinnamon stick could be an interesting one here. And then fill it with water, chill it for at least a few hours in the refrigerator so that you can infuse those flavors. And then drink as is or strain before serving, and voila. Hydration tips wise, think about drinking water first thing in the morning when you wake up. This is really important because you've gone several hours without drinking anything at all. And while your body is still functioning well without water during the night, drinking water in the morning replenishes anything that we lost while sleeping. It's also recommended to sip water throughout the day rather than drinking a huge amount all at once. So this prevents water-soluble vitamins and minerals such as sodium from flushing out of your body too quickly. And then finally, consider using a reusable water bottle. Now, this is not only going to help you build that habit of drinking water and make it more accessible, but those plastic water bottles can contain harmful chemicals. It's important to wash your water bottle with warm soap and water on a regular basis, and that can also help prevent any bacteria buildup. If you want something other than water, here are some tips to help keep those beverage options a little lighter. So choosing a smaller size and maybe savoring it by drinking it more slowly. So if you are craving that specialty drink from Starbucks, choosing the tall size today, or maybe even trying to extend how long you enjoy that drink for. You could consider adding extra ice, maybe using a little less sweetener, trying to reduce it by like a pump or two or half. As your taste buds adjust, you may be able to cut back even further. You could consider replacing heavy cream with half and half or a low-fat milk, and then drinking fruity herbal tea instead of a fruit punch. Now, electrolytes, these help your body regulate different functions, including energy, fluid levels between the cells, and muscle contraction. Electrolytes are lost through different methods like sweating, exercise, and urination. And if you are sweating or exercising, consider replenishing those electrolytes on a regular basis. And examples of electrolytes include sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium, phosphorus, bicarbonate, and chloride. There are several drinks that naturally include electrolytes. Cow's milk contains calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, and sodium. Coconut water contains potassium, sodium, calcium, and magnesium. 100% fruit juice and smoothies, which are rich in fruits, are also great sources of a variety of electrolytes. And these drinks could be helpful to include post-workout or after an activity that causes you to sweat. And you may be wondering, when should I be drinking those sports drinks? Consider drinking them which, they have electrolytes. So if you're working outside in the sun or heat or there's extreme weather, or maybe you're exercising for over an hour, that could be a good time. Sports drinks include sugar and the electrolytes sodium, potassium, and chloride. And sodium is something your body needs when you are trying to rehydrate either during or after exercise. So unless you are exercising for those longer periods of time, I'm saying an hour or longer, you likely won't need to worry about replacing those lost electrolytes. Okay, and the concentration or color of your urine can help you assess if you're staying well hydrated. So for your final quiz today, what color urine usually indicates a healthy hydration level? You can visualize this for a second. Okay, the answer here is pale yellow. So really the lighter the better. The image on the left shows a range of pale yellow shades that tend to indicate that you are well hydrated. On the right, you can see that darker or more concentrated urine may indicate that you need to drink more water or even seek medical care. A variety of factors may impact the color of your urine, including certain foods and medications. Please contact your healthcare provider if you have any concerns. When we become dehydrated, this is when we're losing more water than we take in with our food and drinks. Our bodies typically lose water through breathing, sweating, using the restroom, and dehydration becomes a high risk when we do not hydrate properly and we lose more water than normal. Maybe this is because of a fever, vomiting, or diarrhea. Maybe we're being very physically active, especially over an extended period of time. And maybe the weather is really hot. And dehydration may cause a variety of physical, emotional, and cognitive symptoms. Physical symptoms of dehydration may include headaches, dizziness, digestive issues. Mood disturbance can be an emotional symptom of dehydration. So cognitive symptoms here may include memory impairment, difficulty thinking clearly. And then mild symptoms can usually be remedied by drinking more water. Severe dehydration often requires medical attention as it can lead to that confusion and life-threatening symptoms such as kidney failure and heart problems. So do consult a healthcare provider if you're experiencing any health symptoms. And thirst is one of those first warning signals that you may be getting dehydrated. But do not rely on thirst alone. Other early signs could include fatigue, flushed skin, faster breathing and pulse rate, and even having trouble exercising. Later signs include weakness, dizziness, labored breathing. And if you think you are becoming dehydrated, you should move to a cool place and rehydrate. Drink those fluids slowly. Drinking too fast can stimulate urination, resulting in less hydration. And while less common than becoming dehydrated, it's also possible to become overhydrated. People with certain medical conditions and athletes may be at a higher risk than the general population. If you are managing medical conditions or taking medications, it's a good idea to discuss your fluid needs or any fluid restrictions with your healthcare provider. Athletes and people engaging in extended periods of physical activity who hydrate with water only may be at a risk for that sodium imbalance. And then eating regular meals and snacks usually replaces lost salt, but a healthcare provider may recommend following a hydration schedule to replace both water and electrolytes in these circumstances. Sports drinks may be recommended in that situation. Okay, so we want to set you up for success to stay well hydrated. So you could do this by carrying that refillable water bottle, sipping throughout the day, not only when you feel thirsty. If you work from your car or take a road trip, maybe keep a cooler in the car. That can make it easy and more affordable to have cold water or beverages on the go and may reduce that temptation to stop for a soda. If you're going to be exerting yourself with exercise or work, especially when it's hot, make sure to drink before, during, and afterward to help make up for that increased sweating. And then if you're drinking alcohol, be sure to ramp up your water intake. And before we jump into learning about the hydration challenge, I'll just summarize here with a few points. It is important to remember that our bodies need water for overall health and to function optimally. Fluid needs will vary by person. It's recommended to make water your primary beverage, and there's no harm in making it more appealing to encourage you to drink more. Drink water throughout the day, not only when you're thirsty. And remember to eat a variety of foods that are high in water content as well. Excellent. Okay, so let's close out this webinar today by learning about the Rethink Your Drink challenge that starts today. Okay, so this is the final SmartHealth challenge of the year. And the goal of the challenge is to help you focus on your water consumption and reduce sweetened drinks. So you will report whether you are able to drink at least 6 glasses of water, yes or no, on at least 21 days of the 28-day challenge to earn 150 points. You must register by September 17th, which is next Wednesday. The challenge starts today, September 10th, and goes through October 7th. So we hope you sign up soon and join us in this final SmartHealth Challenge of 2026. Be well.